Acción, tu revista mensual de cine y series, con los mejores estrenos de cine, fichas y reportajes coleccionables, series de televisión y 4 pósters todos los meses. Búscala en tu kiosco.
First of all, thank you so much for this interview and congratulations for the film.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about what makes Dracula such a compelling character for you to make a new version of the novel.
I don't know. I didn't come in the game of the Dracula world. In fact, I tried to tell a love story and I used Dracula as a background. The title is Dracula, a Love Tale. You can almost take Dracula out. It's a love tale, and but I think it was fun to use the theme and the gimmicks of Dracula. I don't like so much a horror film. I'm scared. So, but what I love is the beast, is the monster. The film is way much closer to Beauty and the Beast, in fact. Here is this scary monster, but why is such a monster? And then you realize that it's because he's in love. You know, so love makes him a monster in a way. So love is the beast.
We're really used to see these kind of films coming from Hollywood. Was it hard to build this project here in Europe?
You know, my first movie, I was 20 years old, and I was here in Sitges, and I really remember it because they gave me a prize, and I was so proud. That was my first prize. It gave me the energy. The audience was so good at the time. They say, "You're a good kid. Yeah, go, make more movies," and it's really helped me. But I must say that every movies that I've done was hard anyway, because people are expecting the product, you know, very square, and I don't like that. I like to go from Fifth Element to Joan of Arc, to, you know, Valerian to Angel A, and The Last Combat to Dracula, because I consider myself with a lot of humility, but as an artist. So I am an artist. That's it.
It's always there.
And I've always been.
And talking about Dracula, about this film, what about the main two characters, Mina Elisabetta and Dracula, the Prince of Black? How hard was to find the right cast for these roles? Because without their chemistry, the film wouldn't work.
Dracula was easy because I was working with Caleb Landry-Jones on Dogman, and during the shooting we want to do another movie together anyway, and we passed the list of characters. It went from General de Gaulle to Napoleon to Jesus to everything, Dali. And suddenly Dracula, we say, oh, it could be interesting. So I start to work a little bit on it, and we want to tell this love story. And for Caleb, it's a kind of role that he can handle. 25 years old, 200 years old, 400 years old. It's full, it's big. So you need a strong character for this kind of actor. So Mina and Elisabetta was difficult to find. I couldn't find her at the beginning. Actually, Caleb mentioned Zoe, and I met her. And then after that, you need to make a team. You know, like Caleb, her, and me, the three together. We went to a place for like 2 weeks together, the three of us. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, rehearsal, walking on the forest, coming back, working again, just to be sure that we are like a triangle, we are a stone. So when you come on the set, you can put the stone in the middle of it and then build from that. But you need to have this point of click, you know, to be sure this is strong. Otherwise everything is moving too much. because there's 940 technicians on the film. So you need to have a ring where everybody can attach itself to it. And that was the stone, was the triangle between the three of us.
I asked that because we thought you have to find the right actress to portray two characters. Very different, and the audience has to feel that Elisabetta is completely different from Mina,
Yeah.
and that they are merged together in the film. So, as a director, it has to be really hard to not only to find the right actress, to direct her, to find the right spot where she can become two characters.
So that's interesting because to help her, she's taught by Elisabetta. And she did Elisabetta, and then she stopped for 3 weeks, lost 3 kilos, and then she came back as Mina. But so she has the time, and I even asked her to leave France, to get out, come back later. And so she has the time to forget Elisabetta and to become Mina. You have to help her. If you do one day Elisabetta, one day Mina, it will be impossible.
Something that really started out about the film is the sets. They are gorgeous, they are amazing. How hard was to design them and to find the sets where you want this story to take place? Because the castle looks amazing, but when we are at Paris, the sanitarium hospital is great, it's creepy, it's dark, but you have these luxurious hotels and places. How hard was to design that and create that for the film?
You have to surround yourself by huge creators, like really talented creators. So the woman, the set designer, the costume designer, the guy who makes drawings, his name is Patrice Garcia. I hired him on The Fifth Element. He was 19 and he's still working with me, and he's the one who start to design Dracula, the castle and everything. And every week we put these people together, even Caleb sometime, and we share, we exchange, because we help each other. And for example, the first thing we decided was the color of Dracula, and that's purple. When you decide purple, the costume designer can go on one way. The set designer will put some colors on the back of the purple and see, okay, what kind of castle will fit with this purple? Copper, for example. Purple and copper goes very well together. So then the column will be in copper. You know, like, and that's how we work, like little by little, to be sure that we come to perfection all together in one, and not like people working on their own. And sometimes, for example, Caleb during this discussion say, Dracula has the time. He has 400. So everything will be slow. So he said to us, I want to be able to be slow. You know, so when he touch himself, he's slow. So then the makeup guy, because he got this information, we start to looking pictures of iguanas. Iguanas has a lot of skin, you know. So we decide to put the skin here. So now he can do this. You know, so the actor is helping the makeup, who is helping the set design, who's, you know, and you need to build little, you need to take your time. It takes 6 months, but we build this thing little by little. So that's why when you watch the film, the ensemble of the creation of the thing looks like, wow, how they did that. We did that because we took our time and good people, which is the reverse of Hollywood. For example, when they have 3 weeks, 400 people making drawings, bam, 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 okay, ready, let's shoot. No, we are making, we are artists and artisan. We're making furniture by hand. It's not coming from IKEA. It's made by hand. And in a couple of decades, you will see the furniture and say, yeah, that's a good job. That's a good job. That's what I love.
Last question, very really, what's next for you? What's your next project?
We are starting a movie that I produce called Father Joe with Kiefer Sutherland and Al Pacino, starting in Paris next week with a director called Barthélemy Grossman. So that's a movie that I'm gonna keep an eye on. And me as a director, I'm working on an animated film. And it will be very, very, very surprising. Very.
Okay, we are really eager to watch it. So again, thank you so much and congratulations. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Acción, tu revista mensual de cine y series, con los mejores estrenos de cine, fichas y reportajes coleccionables, series de televisión y 4 pósters todos los meses. Búscala en tu kiosco.